It was a bright summer morning in a small town. Children were playing in the park, and birds were singing in the trees. Among them was a young man named Kabir. Everyone in town knew him, not because he was rich or famous, but because of his smile. He always greeted people with warmth. Whether it was the shopkeeper, the postman, or even a stranger, Kabir's smile never faded. People used to say, he must be the happiest person alive. But nobody knew the truth. Behind that smile, Kabir hid a deep secret. Kabir lived alone in a small house near the river. Every morning, he went to work at a local cafe, serving tea and snacks to customers. He worked hard, joked with people, and made everyone laugh. But when the cafe closed at night, he would walk home quietly, and his cheerful face would turn serious. He would sit near the window, look at the stars, and stay silent for hours. There was a sadness in his eyes that no one ever noticed. One day, a little girl named Ria started visiting the cafe with her mother. She was only 8 years old but very talkative. "Uncle Kabir, why do you always smile?" she once asked. Kabir laughed and said, "Because smiling makes the world a better place." Ria nodded but looked at him carefully. "But sometimes your eyes look sad," she said innocently. Kabir was surprised. No one had ever said that to him before. He didn't reply, just smiled again. That night, Kabir couldn't sleep. Ria's words kept echoing in his mind. It had been 5 years since the accident, the one that took away his family. His parents and younger brother had died in a car crash when they were traveling to visit him. He blamed himself for not going with them that day. Since then, he had promised himself never to show his pain. He thought, if I keep smiling, maybe I can forget. But the truth was, he never really did. Days passed, and Ria kept visiting the cafe. She would tell Kabir funny stories from her school, draw pictures, and sometimes bring him small flowers. Slowly, Kabir started to feel lighter. Her innocent laughter reminded him that life still had beauty. One day, she gifted him a drawing. It showed Kabir serving tea, smiling, with a shining sun above him. At the bottom, she had written, "Uncle Kabir makes everyone happy." He looked at the picture for a long time and felt tears in his eyes. That night, for the first time in years, he prayed, not with sadness, but with gratitude. He realized his smile didn't have to hide his pain anymore. It could be a way to heal, a way to bring light to others while finding light for himself. A few weeks later, Ria and her mother moved to another city. On her last day, she came to say goodbye. "Don't stop smiling, uncle," she said. Kabir smiled and replied, "This time, it's real." After she left, Kabir framed her drawing and placed it on the cafe wall. Whenever customers asked about it, he would say, "A little girl once taught me that even broken hearts can smile again." From that day on, Kabir's smile was still the same, bright and kind, but now it carried peace instead of pain. His secret was no longer about sadness. It was about strength, because sometimes, the most beautiful smiles come from those who have learned to survive the hardest battles.